Hi, I hope you're doing well and having a beautiful day. Welcome back, or welcome if you're new. My name is Kim and today we are going to be talking everything to do with newborns or essentials for the first 3 months. And if you're interested, just keep on watching. So I already have a baby who is 21 months old. Well, she's now a toddler. And I thought to create this video for you guys to let you know what do I think are essentials for a newborn and what are the must-haves. I have done a very huge research to make sure that I'm getting the best possible item for the cheapest possible price, because we all moms want to save money, want to make sure that we're getting good value out of our money. I'm really excited to do this video for you guys, and what I'm going to do is I basically wrote a list on my phone so that I don't forget the items that I want to mention. And I'm going to be doing this in 2 parts because there are quite a few items that I want to go through in quite a few details, and I didn't want this video to be super long. So this is going to be part 1 of newborn essentials, and part 2 is coming shortly after this video. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting pictures on the screen because some of the items are so big that I couldn't just show it on the camera. I'm going to be putting pictures on the screen whilst I'm talking so that you can see what I'm talking about. So the first item that I want to say is the Snooze Pod 4. With Diana, I had the Chico next to me crib, and I thought that it was a good next to me crib. And I'm going to tell you the reasons why this time I chose the Snooze Pod 4. First reason is that, as you can see it on the picture, the crib is actually removable, which means that you can take it downstairs and the baby can lounge in it downstairs with your supervision. Of course, if you take it off the actual frame, it's not good for overnight sleeping, but as far as I don't need a Moses basket this time because now I have a Snooze Pod 4 that I can basically just lift off the frame and take it downstairs. That is so amazing. That is going to be saving me not just money for the Moses basket, but also time and space. And so that's the first reason why I chose the Snooze Pod 4. The second reason is, if you see it on the picture, the bottom of the Snooze Pod 4 is actually curved. That means if the baby wakes up at night and if I push this snooze pod, it will actually rock a little bit. Of course, it's not going to rock forever, but it's going to help me to rock the baby back to sleep. Whereas I wish I videoed it for you guys, the Chico with the Chico next to me, and I'm not saying it's not a good next to me, but when it came to rocking, I was literally shaking. I was shaking it so that the baby can go back to sleep because the movement was helping her to go back to sleep. So it was just really loud and it was really tiring. And this time I was really contemplating between the 4 months crib, which is just here, and the Snooze Pod 4. And this is one of the other reasons that I went with the Snooze Pod 4, because I felt like I don't need a full night movement for the baby. I don't want the baby to get used to being moved and rocked all night, or I don't want the baby to wake up at night and then this 4 months crib would just turn on. I wanted something that I can rock if I feel like the baby needs some little movement to help the baby to go back to sleep. And then the third reason why I went for the Snooze Pod is, you can see it on the bottom that it has a little storage space, and I'm going to get 2 baby nappy caddies which I'm going to put on the bottom that I can keep extra sleep suits, extra nappies, wipes, muslins, dummies, etc. With the Chico, because the bottom doesn't have any space, it's just basically an open, it's just 2 legs. You could put a nappy caddy under the Chico, but I never really thought of doing it because it was like a case of me moving the Chico next to my bed at night and then moving it further away and then next to my bed and further away. So it wasn't something that was kind of on the bed. But even if I move the Snooze Pod away from my bed and during the day when I don't need it close to my bed, the nappy caddy can just stay under it because it has a little compartment. The second item that I really highly recommend for anybody that are new mom or you're just looking for baby items to buy, and this is not just for 0 to 3 months, this is actually for the first year, but it's also from newborn, is the Joy 2-in-1 swing. I was contemplating between the 4-month Mamaroo and a Joy 2-in-1 swing. and I went with the Joy 2-in-1 swing. And the reason why I went with it is because I actually read quite a lot of negative reviews about the former Mama-Roo. And of course, if you went with it, if you chose that, that's totally fine, and I really hope your baby will like it. But I just didn't really want to risk it, because with Ayana we had, and we also still have the Nuna leaf, and we're going to be using the Nuna leaf in the kitchen so the baby can just lounge whilst I'm cooking, or when we're eating, or when we're just chilling in the kitchen, the baby can just be there with us. But I also wanted a rocker that is automatic, that I don't need to rock, because with the Nuna I tried the electric bit of it, but the cable was very short. I felt like I needed to put the Nuna close to the wall because the cable was small. It just wasn't very convenient for me, and so this time I went with the Joy 2-in-1, and I really hope it's going to work out well for us. Of course, I'm going to give you guys an update, but I just felt like, based on the reviews and the research that I have undertaken, the 4-mums does have quite a lot of bad reviews. How the top bit breaks off easily, how a lot of babies actually don't even like the movement. I actually bought one for one of my friends to try it out, and it was quite loud actually when it was moving, so I do understand what they mean that it's a bit loud. Whereas with the Joy 2-in-1, you can put like a night light on if it's like at night and the baby's asleep in the 2-in-1, and it plays different sounds. It's a great swing, and it's kind of half the price, so I do think it's a great choice. The third that I want to talk to you guys about today is the baby Brezza. Oh my goodness, I couldn't wait to come to this point. This is basically a coffee machine for formula. So imagine a coffee machine that you have your formula powder, your water, you just press a button, and you literally have your formula and you can give it to the baby. I had the Tommy TP prep machine for Ayana, and now I'm going to go with the baby Brezza. And honestly, with the Tommy TP, it was loud. It was taking me time to make a formula up, because you needed to press a button for water, then you needed to scoop out however many ounces the baby was drinking, and you need to press another button, shake it, and then give it to the baby. Whereas now with the baby Brezza, I can put the bottle in, press the button, formula comes, give it to the baby. And I think it's just the convenience, and I feel like now that I'm having my second baby, all I'm looking for is convenience, convenience, convenience. And I think when I was pregnant with Ayana, I went with a lot of stuff that other moms recommended me, and also I went with a lot of stuff that I thought myself that are the best out there. But really now looking at other products and maybe doing a bit of more extensive research, I realized that I did get her nice stuff and good stuff, don't get me wrong, but I feel like I didn't really think about my convenience. And so if we're talking about bottle maker, let me just tell you another really important thing that you need, and that is a bottle warmer. I actually use the Tommy TP bottle warmer with Ayana, which you need to put water in, and then you have hot water for the baby you warm up the milk. So when the baby is ready for the milk, you pour this hot water out in the plastic bit, and you hold the milk bottle there forever. This time I went with the iMovie bottle warmer, and I'm going to link this down below for you guys. And they are an upcoming company for bottle warmers, and I'm going to create a separate videos how to use it and what do I think of it separately. And I think they're amazing. You have different settings, so you can do 37 degrees up until I think 40 degrees, and you literally just screw the milk on there and you press the on start button and it heats it up for you, let you know when the milk is at that level that you want it to be. It's brilliant, convenience, honestly amazing. And then another item that I want to include in today's video is the Baby Bjorn baby carrier. I read a lot of reviews how it supports your back, how it supports the baby more. I had quite a cheap baby carrier from Amazon with Ayana. I'm not going to lie to you guys, I didn't really use it too much because I felt like her head wasn't too supportive. First of all, I felt like it was really hurting my shoulders. She was a heavy baby. She was 9.3 pounds when she was born. So by the time I put her in the carrier, she was like 10 pounds, 10.5 pounds at least. And so I did feel like she's really heavy. But apparently with the Baby Bjorn, it supports your back much more. A lot of moms recommend it, so I really wanted to try out. So this is the pattern that I went with this time. They have the mini, they have, that's for 0 to 1 year old. And then they have another type with a mesh on it. They have loads of types, and honestly I'll link it down below for you guys so you can have a little browse on their website if you're looking for a good baby carrier. The next item that I think it's an essential is the Cybex Cloud Z baby car seat. A lot of moms do recommend this car seat already. Maxi-Cosi is really recommended as well. I was contemplating between the Maxi-Cosi and the Cybex Cloud Z, but the reason why I went with the Cybex Cloud Z is because it actually lies flat. So when you put the baby, when you clip the baby on the pram, you don't need to take the baby out to put the baby in the carry cot, because you can just press a button on the car seat and it actually lies flat, so you can have the baby in there as long as 3-4 hours, whereas if it's just a normal car seat, it's recommended after 2 hours to take the baby out of the car seat. So I did think that this is very important for me convenience wise, because I have a 2-year-old, I'm gonna have a newborn. If the baby is asleep, I don't want to be messing about taking the baby out of the car seat, because I prefer just clipping the baby on the pram and making the car seat flat so the baby can continue sleeping. And the other item is actually the Medela hands-free breast pump. I have not used this with Ayana, but I'm going to use it this time because I'm planning to breastfeed as well as formula feed this baby. And the reason why I think this is an essential for moms, of course there are other hands-free breast pumps out there that are really good, but I think Medela has a really long and good reputation as far as breast pump goes. And so I do think that this is an essential if you really want something that is convenient, that can pump your milk, that can easily pump your milk, and that is most likely going to work really effectively. And so this is the reason why I went with the Medela hands-free breast pump. Another essential that of course we need to talk about is a changing bag. And I'm not going to really put any brands out there. Of course there are designer changing bags that are beautiful. For example, this backpack that is really convenient. You can store a lot of stuff in it. I really highly recommend it. But also I like these sort of changing bags that are more like you can put it on the shoulder or you can just hang it on the pram. I prefer those sort of changing bags. Of course there are so many out there, so there's no specific one that I would recommend, because I just think having a changing bag is just an essential in general with a newborn, but there's not such specific brand that I would really want to mention in here. And another essential that I do think is super important is, as I mentioned earlier, the nappy caddy. I am going to go for this sort of nappy caddy. It's from Amazon. It's about 11 to 12 pounds, super cheap. I'm going to get 2 so that it matches the snooze spot that I have. A nappy caddy is an absolute essential, guys, and the reason why is because you can just carry it down, carry it with you. You can just put a dummy in there, some nappies, wipes, muslins are probably the most essentials in the first 3 to 6 months. You can just pop it in there and carry it around the house with you, and literally you can just, it's just so convenient. You don't need to be rushing up and rushing finding nappies. It's just there. What I did with Diana is I had one nappy caddy upstairs and one nappy caddy downstairs, so I didn't need to bring it down with me. So that's also an option. If you buy 2, you can keep one up and one down, bring it to the bedroom, take it with you anywhere. It's super good, and honestly I do think it's definitely an essential. So the last essential that I want to include in part 1 of the newborn essentials are sleep suits. And I have a lot to say. With Ayana, I was going more for the design rather than convenience. But as I said to you, honestly, this time, I just want convenience. I want to make sure that it's going to be quick to change the baby. It's going to be easy to change the baby. I don't need to be worrying too much. And so I think the best sleep suits are the zip-up sleep suits. Next have a lot of them, different designs. For example, these ones are really cute for girls. These ones are really good for boys. But of course, there are other brands that do zip-up sleep suits. Marks & Spencer do zip-up sleep suits. John Lewis do zip-up sleep suits. I think the main point is just the convenience part of it. Because at night when the baby wakes up, you're so tired, you just want to zip it, change the nappy quickly, zip it up and put the baby back to sleep. I do think it's better for the baby too, because the baby will fall back asleep much quicker because you don't mess about with the buttons, and at night you can't even see where the button is because you're so tired. You just want to go back to sleep. You just want the baby to settle back down. So that is super important. And if you don't have any slip-up sleep suits and you are about to have a baby, honestly invest in a few and see how much of a lifesaver it is. But that is that I wanted to share in part 1, and I cannot wait for you to see part 2. And if you're interested what other newborn essentials I have on my list, then I hope I'm going to see you back in part 2. As for today, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe and comment down below. And I hope I'm seeing you in my next video. Love you all!